every day, everywhere, across New Zealand.
From the smallest town
to the biggest city.
We have the finest tools.
And expert advice.
For any job.
For any person.
Who are we?
Who are we?
Who are we?
We are Nelson, Hamilton, Pukekohe,
Rangiora.
We are Trade Zone.
We are Trade Zone.
We are Trade Zone.
Trade Zone, proud to bring you Trade Zone Addicted to Fishing.
I'm Nicky, and since I could hold a handline, I have been addicted to fishing. Whether it's straylining for snapper, trolling for marlin, dropping deep for swordfish, or jumping in and going spearfishing, I love it all. Join me each week as I road trip around the country, travelling to both New Zealand's most iconic fishing destinations and stepping off the beaten track to show just how good Kiwi fishing really is. Whether it's a girls' trip, fishing with a local, or riding solo, I am on a constant quest to satisfy my insatiable fishing addiction. Welcome to Trade Zone Addicted to Fishing. This is a really special episode. I've got my friend Hayley here and we are going puka fishing. Now, I shared this with a good friend of mine and he had so many tips and so much advice that he actually put his hand up to come out with us, and this is quite a special event. I've been trying to go fishing with this guy for a long time. He's actually been featured on the show before, Nathan Adams from Red Gill lures. Now, his background is commercial fishing for puka. So he's here to teach me and you and Hayley a whole heap of different tips and tricks on the difference between puka and bass if we're lucky enough to get one, and best things to do to catch them. Now, we can't say where we are. We're somewhere in New Zealand, in the north. Can't even say which coast, but hopefully we can get onto some good fish. Bass and hapuka always have a hot bite first thing in the morning, so we go out to the spot nice and early.
So Nicky's come and told me a plan to go puka fishing, and they're planning to go to a spot, do some surveying, try and find a puka spot and catch some puka. But because I've done so much commercial fishing, I know that the spot they're going to struggle to find a spot in one day, because it can take months to find it. So I've offered to go along and help them. We'll go to a slightly different area where there's more fowl, and we'll just have a look around, fish a few rocks and see if we can catch a few puka, bass and bluenose. That's the plan, is to try and cover all those deep water species. So when I take people puka fishing, I'm really fussy because I'm ex-commercial fisherman. When you're commercial fishing, your spots are your livelihood. It's your bank account, basically. If people get your spot, they've got your bank account. And so today, I've done a deal with Nicky where no one has a phone because they have GPS on them these days, or watches or anything are all going in a bag and getting turned off. I'm putting my marks on her plotter and I'm taking them off again when we leave. And she's happy with that as long as we catch plenty of puka.
We're about to drop down the electric reel just to do a bit of a prospect drop, see if there's any fish here, and if there is, Hayley and I are going to be cranking them up with our pippies. So fingers crossed, there's a bit of sign on the ray marine, and I think there might be fish down there, so let's do a prospect drop. We've got some tasty salty dog baits, and we're using a double circle hook rig on 200-pound leader. Good. We're fishing in 350 metres, and we're deep dropping all the way down in hope of getting into some bass, hapuka and bluenose. 325, give it another 10 metres.
You're on the bottom. Just wind it up and keep it sort of tight. Just bounce the bottom. Don't let the slack out too much, because that's when you get snags. So you just want to stay in touch with the bottom but keep it straight down. And I'll back the boat up so that we stay straight over the line. Because if you let it run out the back, that's when you get snags.
They live hard on the bottom and come out of holes to feed. So we want to act quick and wind when they bite, because they could reef us, even with our 200-pound leader. Yep.
Okay, if you just start slowly winding, you might get a double header, and it just keeps the tension on as well.
275 now. I love doing these dummy drops with the electric reel when you're blessed enough to have one because it's a long way down. But once we know that there's fish here, we're going to bring out the big guns. You ready, Hayley?
Do you mean I don't get to use this?
No, I'll make you a deal.
You didn't tell me that before.
I know. I thought I reckon we have to catch a few fish ourselves first.
Okay, fair enough.
And then if you really need to, you can use the electric reel. "25 metres. What have we got down there? Here we go. You! Double header! Woohoo! And we have one nice hapuka and a fat bass. Good prospect drop if you ask me.
They're there, eh?
Yeah, they're there.
Sweet.
Now I want to get one on the... Are you still going?
I don't know about that, eh? Yeah,
we can do it, Hayley, we can do it.
Give it a go.
Hey, Bodgy, can you come and tell us the difference between the puka and the bass?
Okay, easiest way to tell the puka from the bass is the jaw. So we've got the undercut jaw here, it's poking out further than the top jaw. The bass, obviously, a little bit sticks out, but not as much. The tail on a puka is sort of square on the tips at the top and bottom, is got a sharper corner on it, whereas the bass tend to be a bit rounded. And quite often the bass have motley white lines on, and they're usually beefier, fatter fish than what the puka are. They're long and slender.
After the break, we see if we can smash Hayley's deep water species cherry. Hayley and I are fishing in the deep blue water with Nathan Adams from Red Gill Lures, who is an ex-commercial bass and hapuka fisherman.
When I started fishing, I started long lining for snapper. Back then, on a good day, we'd get up to $30 a kilo back to the boat for whole snapper, which were getting exported to Japan. Probably lasted a couple of years, and then the prices dropped and the Japanese started farming snapper and their economy wasn't so good and it got harder and harder. And so I was forced to go deep water drop lining and rod and reel fishing for puka, bass, bluenose, which is something I've always done as a recreational and as a commercial fisherman, but it was only a part-time side of my business, but out of necessity, it sort of had to be full-time.
Cool. Well, we'll drop it down and see what's down there. See how we go.
All the way down to the bottom, and we want our sinker to sit hard on the bottom.
When I started, you could catch plenty of fish in relatively shallow, like 100, 150, 200 metres, you'd catch plenty of puka. By the time I finished, you had to have the secret rocks and it got harder and harder, you had to go further. I read somewhere that a puka and bass grow 1 kilo a year, up to about 20 years old, and then they slow down to half a kilo a year of growth. So I was going out and I might get, I don't know, 5 or 10 bass that were 60 to 70 kilos and stuff like that amongst my catch. And so now when I go recreational fishing, I'm a bit of a conservationist and I like to only catch 1 or 2 per person because it's all we really need for a feed. And that's what I tell people to do. And don't hammer one rock too much, you know, if you've got a good spot, catch 1 or 2 and then move, find another spot.
Using my trusty TLD 50. I love the Abyss rods. Awesome for catching swords. You can troll with them, catch puka with them. They're just a wicked all-rounder rod, but they were made extra sturdy by the guys at Shimano for fishing here in New Zealand. Specifically for swords, which means they can handle puka and everything else that you throw at them. And the TLD 50, well, that's just a, you know, solid favourite from way back. It is a long way down. Oh, yeah, got a hit. Come on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep, we are hooked up. Yew! This is awesome. Hardly got any line back and I'm already tight. Damn. Bring it up. I'm not gonna lie, it's really warm. But I'm feeling good because I can see the line angle. And we know what that means. That means that their swim bladder is inflating and they're gonna pop up out the back. It's a double! We got a double! Yeah! You! Awesome. Yes!
Chat, my turn next.
Yeah, your turn. Nathan is holding us directly on top of the rock, and Hayley is sending her bait all the way down to the 350 metre mark.
It feels like it's going a long way down though, which makes it a bit scary thinking about bringing it all the way back up again. I should probably have done some more push-ups or something to prepare. I don't know if I'm ready.
How's it going, Hales?
Yeah, oh yeah, here we go. Something's on there now.
Give it death, Hayley.
All right,
Get it, girl. These fish are a challenge to wind up and can provide a great workout when coming up from hundreds of metres below. We're hoping that Hayley can get a trifecta of bass, bluenose and hapuka today, but you never know what you're going to get when you're fishing this deep. Sweet, little bass.
Awesome.
Woohoo!
That's 2 species picked off today.
Yo! Well done.
Looks pretty good, eh?
Yeah. Tackle tips and tactics, brought to you by Smart Marine. One of the really cool new features that we've got in the 795 Game King is the Optimus 360. Now, this is 3 different systems all in one. Firstly, we've got this amazing steering package. This steering is like no other steering I've ever had on a boat before. It is feather light to touch and it's super easy. Secondly, I've got an autopilot and we all know how that works. Thirdly, we've got what's driving the boat right now. We have the docking system. Now, this docking system is pretty cool. It's got a joystick and you can maneuver the boat by twisting. You can pivot on the spot by twisting the joystick. You can go sideways with the boat, which maneuvers our 2 Honda 150 engines, inwards or outwards, and it takes complete control of the throttle and the helm. It's a very, very cool new system. We also have the ability to do position hold and spot lock. So that means that when we're out fishing, it doesn't matter if you're 600 metres deep for broadbill, whether you're on your favourite terakihi spot, you're fishing for snapper and shallows, doesn't matter where you are, as long as you don't have too much wind and current, it will hold you on the spot. It can hover within 2 metres. It's a pretty cool system that we now have in the new boat. For all your fishing needs, head on down to your local Smart Marine store. This is pandemonium. Whew. Wait right where you are to see some more red hot fishing action. Here we are fishing for deep water table fish with ex-commercial fisherman Nathan Adams.
Yeah, as an ex-commercial fisherman, I like to farm the spots, and I'll never take many fish off one rock and then I'll go to another rock. It's the best way to do puka fishing, but it's hard to educate people to do that, especially recreationals who don't get out very often. They just get the blood rush and catch puka two at a time and think they're endless and clean rocks out pretty quick. Tell all their mates. Next thing there's 10 boats there and that's the end of that rock. So, and once you take the last few off there, they don't come back in a hurry.
It's just so flat out here, eh?
It's just beautiful. Just wind really slowly. Because there's something there, but it's...
Hasn't jumped on.
Hasn't taken it. And we're just teasing it now.
Okay.
So wind slowly again. There you go. There you go. Okay, now let it back down.
Right, go down to the bottom?
Yep. Yeah, that's on the bottom. Okay. Drag back up. Drag back up. Wind a little bit.
It's not super heavy, but...
Sometimes when you're fishing...
It's hard to know, eh? Like, it is hard to know.
Bluenose come up off the bottom sometimes too. Could be a bluenose.
Sometimes when you're fishing, a fish can turn into another fish halfway through.
Let's bring him home.
Nice.
A big rock.
Come on, girl. Get it, girl. Jeez. You can get more of a crank out of that. Come on.
I need to go to the gym
All the
more.
way back, all the way forward.
I need to go to the gym more, definitely. Oh.
Woohoo! It is a Bluenose.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome, but pretty hard work actually.
Well done. Well
Yeah, I knew it was going to be hard, but that was actually really hard, and that's only a little one. Yeah, no, that was awesome. So I just got my first Bluenose, which is pretty exciting. It's my first time deep sea fishing too, so even better. Didn't know what I was going to get, so yeah, no, stoked actually. It's wicked.
I've been looking forward to fishing with Nathan for so long. You guys may remember that we did a swordfish episode a few years ago. He is so knowledgeable. It actually blows my mind. He would have to be one of my fishing mentors for sure. This is pandemonium. Whew. While I've been talking to you, Hayley is busy getting hooked up on the other side of the boat. You! Double header. Mine look like little bass. You've got a puka haze. And you've got a bass as well, I think. Trifecta for you today, babe. Woohoo! Ew! Tasty. And it's got the bait.
It's the trifecta fish.
Yeah.
Puka.
Wow, look at the colours. God, that's beautiful bass.
It's got the motley colours on,
It
eh?
does, eh?
Look at it. They're the cool looking ones. I like them. They look cool when they're like that. It's another way you can tell a bass because quite often their eyes pop out like that.
Wow. I feel like we can safely say that we have had a good day. Yeah, we nailed it.
Yeah, thanks, Nicky.
I don't think it was me. I actually think it was Nathan, not me.
Thanks, Nathan.
Thank you,
No worries.
Nathan. Wow. So you came out here a virgin and you're leaving
Yeah,
the trifecta, the Bluenose, the bass, and the puka.
Yeah.
Cherries have been smashed.
Thanks for that.
Yes. Awesome. Well, I hope that you've learned a thing or two here on Trade Zone Addicted to Fishing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Gear, Care and Catch, brought to you by Trade Zone. Here we are at Trade Zone Gisborne. Let's go in and meet the team. Hey Warren, how's it going?
Hi Nicky, how are you?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Good, thanks. What brings you to Gisborne?
Well, I wish it was fishing, but unfortunately, what I'm up to is I'm just doing a bit of maintenance on the Mercedes and I'm looking for a biodegradable degreaser. Have you got anything like that?
Yeah, we've got some CRC X-Off degreaser and parts cleaner here, which is good for cleaning most hard surfaces. You just spray on and leave for a couple of minutes and then wipe off with either damp rag or rinse it off with water and you're away. It's pH neutral, non-corrosive, it's a rust inhibitor and it's biodegradable.
And I can use it on aluminium if I want to use it on the bottom?
Most hard surfaces you can use it on and it's all good to go and yeah.
Oh, wicked. I'll take that, please.
I'll come up to the counter.
Great, thanks. For all your engineering needs, head in store or order online at www.tradezone.co.nz. Check out our YouTube page for tips, tricks, and entire episodes of every season. And like us on Facebook to keep up to date with competitions and all your fishing news. Trade Zone Addicted to Fishing is proud to be with Extreme Boats. Powered by Honda Marine. We tow it around in our custom-built GFAB trailer on the back of our Mercedes-Benz V6. Smart Marine supply us with our Shimano tackle, and we find the best fishing spots with our Ray Marine. We move in precision thanks to Seastar, and maintain our gear using Ting Tools. We keep up to date thanks to New Zealand Fishing News magazine, and it all keeps performing thanks to Trade Zone.